Hello folks, and well, I guess first things to say is good morning. Good morning to those who may be watching from the UK, but obviously good evening to any of those that may be watching from the States. Yeah, never thought I'd do anything like this, sort of live streaming at, well, what's effectively 10 to 2 in the morning here in the UK, but we're back for another race. Lucky enough, managed to solve, well, I say solve an issue, I managed to get the wheel working. Yeah, it was literally just what I expected it to be, which was the base overheating and effectively the base hitting its sort of override kill switch to prevent the base from getting too hot. However, we've tweaked a few things on the wheel thanks to one of the members from the Gravel Trap Endurance League, which is the league we're racing in today, within their GT4 class. He suggested that I turned the gain down on the wheel to hope that it puts less strain on the motor. Now, I've done a little bit of practice earlier on, solely on my own, sort of going around. We're in a practice session at the moment. There's only like 9.5 minutes left of it to go, and as you can see, we haven't done too bad, to be fair, sort of sitting P5 in regards to the free practice times, the second off the leader's pace, but again, for me, that's to be expected. Hopefully the wheel won't cut out in tonight's race. It is a shorter race as well, 60-minute race with a well, by the looks of it, it's a half-hour qualifying. Surprisingly, I thought it was going to be like a 20-minute qualifying session, but it's not. It's a half-an-hour qualifying session with a 1-hour race towards the end. Obviously, we're not going to do the full 30-minute qualifying. We'll probably do a few laps, get a time in, and then have a break. Especially with the fact that because the wheel is quite fragile as well, especially not fully recovering from the endurance race Wednesday evening, try and give it a chance to properly sort of settle down. So it's going to take a little bit of punishment as well, but she is running fine. I've got my desktop USB fan pretty much on full pelt, blasting cool air into the side, into the vents on the left hand side to try and get some cool air through there, because I can actually feel the air on the from the vents on the other side actually coming out. So getting the air in there, hopefully that will keep it cool. As I said, shorter race. The qualifying session is 10 minutes longer, but I'm not aiming to do the full qualifying. But yeah, 1-hour race as opposed to a 90-minute race. We do have a mandatory pit stop as opposed to 2. We had 2 mandatory pit stops for the Kyalami Endurance, but we only have the 1 mandatory stop. Fuel, well, I say fuel, refueling isn't mandatory. So hopefully we'll be able to do similar to what I did in Kyalami, which is, you know, fill the car to the brim and essentially just go. So then when we do make our mandatory pit stop, hopefully it will just need to be for, you know, swapping tyres and just back out. So hopefully just a 30-second pit stop, tyre change, bang, straight back out. Again, as I showed it on my live stream on Wednesday with Kyalami, I've got all my notes in my trusty little notebook here, in regards to how much fuel my car's burning, in regards to how I'm going to do my stints and stuff, and how much fuel I need in my car as well. So I've got all that written down, all good to go, all pretty much planned out. Just got to hope it all goes to plan. just got to stay clean, not get in anyone's way. If I do get lapped, hopefully that won't be the case. Might potentially happen if I'm almost a second off the pace. But yeah, hopefully things go a bit smoother. We are running the Ginetta G55, just primarily because, one, I like the car, and two, out of all the GT4 cars I've raced, these are pretty much the ones I feel the most comfortable with in regards to how I feel it suits my driving style. So that's what we've gone for. We've got essentially the CMP racing colours of the red, white and blue. Obviously matches the gloves. I'll show it on the HD camera actually, which is down here, because the quality of that cam's actually better, even though sort of movement and stuff's not. You might be able to see it, might just be the actual light itself. But you see we've got the UK flag on the side, we've got the gamer tag and the logo, and we've got the red, white and blue on the gloves. But as you can see from the sort of pedal cam, you can see I've got the boots on with the red, white and blue, and the number 27, and that's the number we run with on the car, because 27, I don't know, it's just a number that speaks out to me. So yeah, so it's the number I like to run with. But yeah, we're in the Ginetta. I do love the Ginettas. I remember going to the British Touring Cars last year in August, when they went to Snetterton, and got to see, you know, the sort of mini challenge, the Porsche Super Cup, like all the support races, obviously the Ginetta Juniors, like plus the, you know, the sort of Ginetta Cup races as well. So, and yeah, I just love the sound that they make. But yeah, so yeah, just a nice little sports car, to be fair, and it's right-hand drive as well. So it's, you know, how more British can I get? You know, a Brit racing at a British circuit in a right-hand drive race car. Especially after the fact that the Ferrari yesterday was left-hand drive. So yeah, so debut race as well for Gravel Trap Endurance League. I say debut. It's a debut race in regards to the GT4 class, because this is Gravel Trap Endurance League's second season, first round of their GT2 class. So it's sort of debut in that respect. But I did do an endurance race at Monza a few months back, which was under the Gravel Trap Endurance League, and I was part of a team of 3 drivers. I think it was like me and two other drivers. So yeah, so I did that, but that's more the endurance side, more the sort of team racing, where this is the sort of me going solo. So I had the solo endurance race a couple of days ago now, because obviously if you're watching this in the States it would still be Thursday evening, but obviously if, like me, you're in the UK, then obviously it's Friday morning for you. So for those in the States, don't think Anon he's got his dates, you know, he's got his days all mixed up. The only reason I say a couple of days ago is because it's officially Friday here in the UK, so that's why I'm saying 2 days ago. So yeah, it's going to be it's going to be an interesting one, because some of these drivers I've not raced. Well, I say some of these drivers not raced against. I've not raced against any of these drivers before, so it's going to be interesting to see how, you know, what their styles are compared to my style. If any of you guys watched my stream on Wednesday, I remember, you know, you'll remember me saying that I have quite a sort of aggressive driving style, that I do like to get the elbows out, especially with attack and defence. I do like, you know, to give the person challenging to overtake me, or the person I'm overtaking, I like to give them a bit of a challenge, you know. So if I'm overtaking someone, I like to give that person a chance to try and defend, to try and hold me off. Whereas if I'm defending, I like to give the person behind me a proper challenge. Like, you know, I'm not gonna make it easy for the person to overtake me. I want them to fight for it. You know, I want them that if they want the place, they've got to earn it. They've got to fight for it. So, yeah. Yeah, definitely more on the aggressive side, but I do keep it clean, you know, as much as I can. Obviously, going the more aggressive route does mean that you're more prone to probably being involved in incidences because you're being a bit more aggressive and stuff like that. However, if done correctly, you know, it's sometimes goes more in your favour. So I'm just looking at the timer on the game. So we've got about 15 seconds until the end of free practice, and then we will head into the half an hour qualifying session. In regards to sort of target for this race, because it is the first race of the season, it's pretty much going to be the same as what it was for the Kyalami race on Wednesday, which is to basically just see the checkered flag. If I get to the checkered flag, I'm happy. You know, especially with how Kyalami went, where I was around 4.5 minutes from the end of the race, and the wheel decided that it had enough. Which was annoying, because if we'd held out another couple of minutes or so, even if we'd had to retire from the race, I think we may have still picked up points out of the race, because we was running like P6 at one point, which was a shame. So we didn't get any points from that. But with this, I believe the point structure is, I believe it's 10 points for first, 8 for second, 6 for third, then it goes 4, 3, 2, which I believe, it's 8 points for second, 6 points for third, 4 points for fourth, 3 points for fifth, 2 points for sixth, and then 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th all score a point, and then if you finish 11th or lower, you earn half a point. So even if we finish either 7th, 8th, 9th or 10th in this race, we're going to get a point. So we're pretty much guaranteed a point as long as A, we stay in the race and we don't retire, like we don't have a major crash which causes us to DNF. 2, we just got to hope that the actual steering wheel stays switched on and doesn't hit its kill switch from overheating, to allow us to see to the end of the race. So there's a lot of there are a lot of factors going into this event. So we just gotta hope that we can, do our best, and that's mainly it. I'm just gonna do my best. I'm not gonna worry about, it's gonna be somewhat similar to Kyalami. I'm not going to worry too much about where I am position wise, although I probably will do during the race, be like, alright, we'll try go for this place, go for that place, but the main target is get to the end, get to the checker flag, see out the whole 60 minutes of the race, and just get there. Because if I can get through the 60 minutes, get to the end of the race, regardless where I finish, I know I'm going to be able to sleep well, because I'm going to need my sleep by the end of it, by the end of this race. From what I worked out, by the time this stream will finish, when we finish the race, I think it's going to be like 3:30 in the morning UK time. So that'll be, we're looking about 9:30, give or take. So so like 9:30 sort of US time, which I guess, which for the US and for the UK, 9:30 is, you know, nothing. But when it's like 3:30 in the morning and you've pretty much been awake most of the day, if you're not used to it, then yeah, it will take it out on you. But anyway, like I said, before, I'm so used to waffling a lot, and I do tend to waffle quite a lot. I'm trying to open. There we go. Trying to open up my bottle of Pepsi, because I don't drink energy drinks like Red Bull, Monster, that sort of stuff. I get my caffeine another way. I get it through either Pepsi or Coke. So I bought myself a big 2-litre bottle. Just so I've got the caffeine surging through my system to try and keep me awake for as long as possible during this race session. I do also have an emergency pack of Haribo Star Mix as well, so I've got some sweets for that sort of emergency sugar rush should I require it, which will come in handy when I'm making a pit stop. I can quickly rip open the bag, shovel some sweets in, get some sugar in the system, and hope and pray that it's enough to see me through. What I will do, let's just quickly move my games cabinet out of the way so it's not sort of obscuring the pedals, because I know some people do like to see the old pedal movements. Right. Alright, let's get out there. Let's get a banker lap in. Need to make sure I stay out of people's way that are on a active lap. I think the car behind me, car 4, is on an active lap, so we will make sure when he does get near us that we'll stay out of the way. It's the only trouble between ACC and F1. You can't really tell who's on a flyer and who's either on an in lap or on an out lap. The only data I don't have on the dashboard of my car is what my tyre temperatures are. Got pretty much everything else barring the tyre temps. Now I know you can do like a send for the heads up display to have your brake temperatures and tyre temperatures next to the speedo on the right hand side in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, but I tend to like, I mean, even though I've got the speedo up and you have the speedo on the dashboard, I prefer it when I've got all the data sort of in the middle, so I don't really pay attention to the bottom right hand corner of the screen. I just can't be bothered to get the speedo bit out of the way. But I like it because it's telling me like my brake bias and what my TC settings are, even though in the GT3s it tells you what your TC and ABS settings stuff are. Right. Braked a bit later, I would have liked. Now, I'm pretty sure, out of everyone racing this evening, I think I am the only Brit. I think the other drivers are all American. I think. Don't quote me on that. I mean, with the fact that it's pretty much a North American league, and it's a GT4 class competition being set to US times, it wouldn't surprise me if most of them are American, and I'm like the one odd Brit that's just wandered in. So where are we time-wise? So we're P7 at the moment. We'll validate this lap anyway, so it don't matter. So we'll do one more lap, and then we'll come into the pits. And if we invalidate the next lap, then we'll... Ooh. Ooh, we clip the barrier. Okay, let's quickly get back on track before people get in the way. Definitely up on our time. Just keep it clean through final corner. So what's that put us? P5. So I think we went from having a P7 time up to P5, which isn't bad, middle of the pack. Not where I was expecting myself to be. Now, a load of people would just tend to pull over and just return to garage, but I like to do in laps because it sort of helps me continue to sort of sightsee around the track and be able to keep fresh in my mind where braking points and all that stuff are. I mean, if other drivers do come along, I'll obviously get out of their way. ASAP, and there's got car 61 behind us. Hopefully we'll be by the pit entry before they get anywhere near us. Stick over to this side. There we go. Oh, they're coming in as well. There we go. Right. So whilst we're just having a little mini break, if you are enjoying the video, then I say video, if you are enjoying the live stream, then obviously be sure to give it a thumbs up. Greatly appreciated, and obviously subscribe if you are new to the channel as well, because I don't get paid to do this. I'm not, I don't get paid by YouTube. I don't get paid by sponsorships or partnerships or anything like that. I do it all out of my own free time. I do it for the enjoyment of it. Hopefully do YouTube and Twitch streaming as a sort of pay job or side hustle, I guess you could say, at some point, but for now I do it because I enjoy doing it, and I haven't been able to do it for a while because of the job I do. So it'd be massively appreciated if you can like this stream and make sure you subscribe if you aren't already. And the same goes for those who may be watching this on playback. Obviously, once the stream concludes, obviously if you did enjoy it, then obviously, as I've said, be sure to like. Because there will be more of this. Still sort of stuck in two minds whether to keep the ACC side of things over here on the YouTube side, because usually I'm sort of more used to streaming over on Twitch compared to on YouTube. But yeah, as I said, it all comes down to if people like this. If there's enough people that enjoy watching this on YouTube, then I'll continue to stream on YouTube. If the interest isn't really there, then I may sort of move it over to Twitch, and then if more people tend to watch on Twitch, then I'll stream it more so on Twitch. So the sort of first few streams are sort of mainly testing the waters to see where the interest lies, see where the views are sort of regarding the streams, and then it'll sort of be right, okay, if I'm getting and then it'll be a case if I'm getting X many views on Twitch, and I'm only getting Y many views on YouTube, and X has got the better viewership figures, then it's right. Well, that's where to go. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if anyone does want to follow me on Twitch, then my Twitch is CMP Official 1. That's the Twitch channel name, CMP Official 1. It used to be CMP Official, but yeah, the weird authentication sort of blocked me out of my original Twitch account, so I had to make a new one, and I couldn't name it the same as the old one, so I had to put the 1 on the end, which is annoying. Right, so where are we time wise? So we are currently down to P7. There are obviously others going a bit quicker. Obviously, I don't want to overly do it with the wheel, especially in regards to the qualifying side of things. Now, I am going to quickly take my gloves off while I open up the Haribo. So might as well munch a couple of sweets while we're in the pits. Give that sugar enough time to get through. If I can open the if I can open the bag, that is. There we go. Mental challenge. Opening a bag of sweets on a YouTube live stream. So what we've got? So we've got 13 drivers. Most of them are in the Camaro or Camaro, depending on what side of the world you're from, what your pronunciation of it. So we've got, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Camaros, 2 Astons. Yeah, so we've got 2 Aston Martins, 5 Camaros, 1 Mercedes, 1 BMW, 1 Porsche. Oh no, sorry, we've got 3 Aston Martins. So we've got 3 Aston Martins, 5 Camaros, 1 Mercedes, 1 BMW, 1 Porsche, 1 KTM, and then us in the Ginetta. Very interesting. Right. Couple of sweets had. Let's get the gloves back on when they want to go back on, and then we will get ourselves back out there. What I'm going to do is, if I quickly right. Quickly do that. Right, so that's that done. Right, pop that back on there. Right, let's get out, get another time in. We're down to P8. We're trying to see if we can get ourselves a little further up the order. So literally just came straight out the pits. Well, now we're going to have P9, so let's try and see if we can get a faster time in. Might be a bit of a tough challenge, but we'll see what we can do. And now there's 13 drivers in the race, so if we finish lower than 10th, that would only be half a point earned, as long as we see the checkered flag. Like I said, that's just the aim, is just to see the checkered flag, regardless of finishing position. I'm expecting people to crash out, expecting people to have big mistakes and retire from the race, so we'll see how things go. Right, let's knuckle down. Car just understeers a lot through that first sort of downhill turn. Still P9. Better get on the power too soon. Right, so that's the end of quali. Where we're at the moment, P8 at the moment. Busy looking down at the pedals. So I've always got to make sure my pedals stay aligned, because I don't race in a rig. I don't race on a sim rig like most drivers would do. Just sort of bargain basement, wheel and pedals, and well, wheel attached to a computer desk, pedals just sat on the floor and just sat in an office chair, effectively. To be fair, we didn't do too bad. Qualified 8th out of 13, so sort of sat in amongst the pack. I'm expecting to be overtaken on the first few laps, because we are going to go with what I calculated in regards to fuel, which should see us to the end. So we need, well, from what I calculated for what I was burning, we need 76, because we was burning 2 litres per lap. And it's saying here estimated 2.13 litres per lap estimated. So I think if we do, I'm going to say if we do 78, that should give us an extra. That should give us an extra couple. We ain't got to worry about changing the setup of the car, because the car setup is as it should be. It's full race trim. Obviously, where others would have a quali trim setup plus a race trim setup, we don't. I just have a race trim setup, because qualifying just determines where you start in a race. It's the actual race itself that determines where you actually finish at the end. All the qualifying does, as I said, just determines where you start. The race determines where you finish. So we've got a race trim, we've got the amount of fuel that we're expecting will see our Ginetta to the end. So if we burn 2 litres per lap, then that should be 76 litres, meaning we will have roughly about 2 litres in reserve. As I said, refueling isn't mandatory, it's just a tyre change that's mandatory. So as long as when we come into pit, as long as we change our tyre, got itching my nose, so as long as we come in to change our tyres, we don't have to worry about refueling, and that's what I'm aiming to try and do. The aim is for me is to be able to come into the pits, serve a 30-second. The aim is to come into the pits, serve 30-second pit stop for changing tyres, straight back out. I'm not worrying about having to do a splash or dash or anything like that. So that's the aim. The aim is to hopefully have enough fuel to keep us going. Rolling start procedure. Okay, it's like a full formation lap. Try and get the heat into the brakes. I hope we get the brakes warmed up enough. Ooh. Oh, come on. Oh, come on! Oh, what the hell? What on earth is going on? Not even what? 1, 2, 3, 4 corners in and get freaking taken out. That's going to the stewards. Just get completely taken out for no reason. Had such a good start as well. We had such a good start, and then we got tagged by a Camaro. I know it was a Camaro, however you want to pronounce it. Well, I know it was definitely a Camaro that took us out, spun us around. I think it was car number 3 as well. I think number 3 is one of the Camaros. Ooh, there's a KTM off. That Aston's off. We've got light damage which I don't really want to repair. Got a lot of catching up to do now. I'm slightly annoyed. I'm not pissed, I'm slightly annoyed because that was such a good start. And in the run up to turn 4 we get slightly boxed in by a Camaro in front and the Mercedes to our left. And then coming through here, no idea what the number 3 Camaro was doing, and it just didn't back out, just completely bumped into us, and rather than stay like backing off, just proceeded to push us around. So we had nowhere to go but to be spun round. Fucking annoying. Let's see if I can grab a clip of that incident. I'll have to comb through YouTube later today. Well, watch the stream later today after I get some sleep. Find it, clip that little part if I can. And get sent to the steward, see what the stewards say about it. Hopefully that number 3 Camaro gets punished, because he just completely spun me out rather than back out, because there was no way the number 3 was going to pass me up the inside. Rather than back out, it just proceeds to push me out of the way. It's almost like if he's not going to get out of my way, I'm just going to make him get out of my way. And that shouldn't be the way of racing. Shouldn't be forcing people out of the way. Oh. We're getting a bit leery. Americans, so because if they're all American, if that number 3 car has an American driver, it's probably like, yeah, they'll take out the one British guy. Take out the one British guy, his own race. But then, to be fair, I've always had that problem. No matter what race I'm doing, it's like I always have a target on my back. It's like people make it their primary target just to take me out of a race, and not because I'm British. I've had people take me out of league races just because, and some people have even admitted that they just take me out because they feel like it. Which is not right. Don't know where he's going. Triple five was looking to take a shortcut. Ooh. He's backed out. Yeah, he's the first retirement. Triple five's retired. So it moves us up to 8th, which is where we started. Don't even know where we were up to the point when we had the incident. I don't even know where we was position wise. I don't think it was that high up. I think it may have been about 5th, probably, maybe. Apparently it's 13 again. It's 13 drivers. So having 555's back in. No, it's car number 71 in the pits. Looks like someone turned up late to the party. Turned up 7 laps late to the party. Right, anyway, let's try and settle into the race. Get off the grass. Stupid boy. angle too long. We will make our first stop. Ooh. Stay with us, rears. Went wide in the happen. Got to change down. Get around that fucking corner. Beneficial if your chair didn't keep moving. Poke yourself in the eye. That's an Aston Martin. I suppose it's a slower car, so he needs to get out of my way. We've got 35 minutes left of the race. Almost approaching halfway. Starting to lose my concentration a bit. That's just tiredness kicking in. Oh, off the grass. Took me off the road for 2 fucking seconds. Stupid boy. pits. Tyres just need to hold out another 2 minutes. They're starting to understeer a bit more. Just got to be careful. So car 70's in for his pit stop. Halfway in. So it should just be change tyres, suspension, bodywork, don't worry about that, just getting you set on. We don't need to worry about fuel, because fuel we should be good. Come on, come on, come on. So we're down to P6, P7. I'm expecting to drop probably another position, maybe. We might just stay down, maybe just drop back down to P7, that's fine. That is the case. Come on. Go, go, go. So the only car ahead of me that I'm racing at the moment is car number 9, which is one of the Camaros. Fucked my brake up. Fucked my braking point up. Stupid boy. Back on there. Come on. We're at the moment P6 out of 11. There's been another retirement. Ah, come on. Stay focused, Michael. Stay focused. Change down one too many gears. 15.5 minutes left. Porsche on my ass. He's got way more speed than me. Not keeping up with him. He's got way more speed. He's pulling on the straights. Oh shit. Come on, car, turn. No. I forgot to change down from 4th to 3rd, so round wide. Pull yourself together, man. My pace is slowing down because I'm getting really tired. I feel my eyes starting to ache. Like my eyes are starting to hurt. Because I'm getting tired. I want 8 more minutes. Hope my wheel doesn't cut out. It's almost a case of what's going to give up first, me or my wheel. Hopefully neither. I hope my fuel calculation was right. I've got like 4 laps of fuel left, 9.3 litres. Four laps left. 4 laps of fuel left, and we're about 5 minutes left of the session. The leader is literally the corner behind me. I've done well not to be lapped so far. A load of people in this race are way quicker than me. So hope I haven't got to come in again and do a quick splash and dash to see me to the end. Right, coming up to the 4-minute mark. 4 minutes left. Turn. We're 7th now, we're 6th apparently. I don't know if someone came into the pits. Don't think they did. Might have just been a retirement. 3 minutes left. Well, just a little over 3 minutes left. Come on, little Janetta, you can do it. Come on, my Thrustmaster TX Will, you can do it. Tip of the wheel in the grass. Just willing the... I'm sort of willing myself, my wheel and the car on now, just to get to the end. 6th is probably what we're going to have to settle for, unless there's any more retirements. If there's any more retirements, this is probably the best we're getting out of this race, is a P6 finish. So we just need to nurse the car home, get it to the finish line. The fuel level low warning. 4.8 litres. Down to doing 2 litres per lap. Come on. We're into the final countdown. He's on the so the leader behind me is on the final lap. Oh, I've gone wide. So as long as I go around ahead. Ooh. What? So as long as I cross the line ahead of the leader, I'll have one more lap. It's gonna be tight on fuel. It's gonna be really tight on fuel. Ooh. Yeah, these finished. Just need to get the car to the finish line. Fuel per lap 1.9, and we're down to our last litre. Gonna have to lift and coast. don't have to worry about anyone overtaking me because miles ahead of P7. There we go. Only just finished. We only just had enough fuel. Only just. Obviously had to fuel save on that final lap. Final lap we had to fuel save, but managed to do it. Managed to do it. Yeah, that number 3 Camaro, I think he crashed into me turn 4, so I'm gonna have to look it back over and see what happened. It's not showing me the replay from the. Hang on, but I'll have to look back through the stream and try and find the incident in question, because I wasn't able to grab the replay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The wheel held out, I held out, our car, after taking damage on the first lap, managed to hold out as well. So yeah, I don't know whether anything's going to come of the incident, because they'll probably say it's just a racing incident, so many cars trying to battle for one corner, nothing, you know, it's just a racing incident, blah blah blah. But to be fair, he did spin me out, so technically something needs to be done, because otherwise, if incidences like that get, how can I put it, if they just get put down as racing incident, people will think, oh, I can just push people out of the way and effectively get away with it. I mean, okay, benefits their race because they push someone out of the way, but then it ruins someone else. But we'll see. I'll leave it to the stewards. I'll get a clip of it and then I'll send it to the stewards, and then we'll see what the stewards say about it. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as mentioned at the top of the stream, make sure you leave a like. Obviously, subscribe if you're new around here. There is going to be another stream now, and well, the next race that will be streamed will be, I think there's going to be one next Wednesday, which will be the Gentleman Drivers Club. I can't remember what race that is, but that will be streamed over here on YouTube. Possibly might move my streams back over to Twitch. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if you follow me on Twitter at CMP Official TTV, I will notify. Well, I'll sort of pop a tweet / X post or whatever it's now called, or whatever people are now calling it, as Twitter's now been rebranded as X. I'll pop over there. I'll put a post on there and let people know what's the situation going forward in regards to the streams, whether they'll be moved back over onto the Twitch channel or whether I'll sort of keep them on YouTube. But see how the viewership for the for the streams going in for the playbacks and vice versa. But anyway, guys, have a brilliant enjoy. Well, if you're in the UK, obviously I hope you guys have a good Friday, good start to the weekend. Obviously, if you are watching from the States, I hope you have a wonderful evening. And yeah, I hopefully will see you guys pretty soon. So take care, folks. See you all later on.